Good evening. It's 9 p.m. here in Seoul. Thank you for joining us on Arirang.News. We begin with South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol in Jakarta. On Wednesday, he held a dialogue with the 10-member ASEAN bloc and outlined ways to put into action his Korea-ASEAN Solidarity Initiative, which pursues freedom, peace, and prosperity in the region. The South Korean leader also called for greater cooperation at the ASEAN +3 meeting with Japan and China, particularly on curbing North Korea's nuclear program. Here's our correspondent Oh Soo-young reporting from Jakarta.
President Yoon Suk Yeol has called for strong concerted efforts to end North Korea's nuclear and missile development and push for trilateral cooperation with Japan and China for regional peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific. Holding a bilateral dialogue with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in Jakarta, the South Korean leader on Wednesday outlined ways to put into action his Korea-ASEAN Solidarity Initiative, which pursues freedom, peace and prosperity in the region. First addressing regional security, Yoon highlighted Pyongyang's weapons program as a serious threat to peace on the Korean Peninsula, the Indo-Pacific, and a direct challenge to global non-proliferation efforts. Reacting to news of potential arms cooperation between North Korea and Russia, Yoon said attempts at military cooperation with North Korea that harm the peace of the international community must be stopped immediately. He requested ASEAN's cooperation in denuclearizing the North and ending its illicit funding activities such as cryptocurrency theft and dispatching overseas workers. On wider regional security, he proposed strengthening cooperation in the defense industry, cybersecurity, and transnational crimes involving drugs and terrorism. He emphasized that peace and stability in the South China Sea, a key maritime transportation route in the region, is essential for the prosperity of the Indo-Pacific region, pledging to ramp up support for the maritime law enforcement capabilities of ASEAN countries and expanding joint training. Also presenting ways to strengthen economic links with Korea's second-largest export market, Yoon pledged efforts to foster collaborations between Korean and ASEAN youth on digital technologies and greater support for development projects in the Mekong area. On non-traditional security issues, Yoon reaffirmed support for the regional bloc's climate response, its capacity to produce vaccines and develop treatments for infectious diseases. To tackle such global challenges, the South Korean leader proposed further cooperation measures as the rotating chair of the ASEAN +3 meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and Chinese Premier Li Qiang. These include food security, innovation and supply chain security, and investing in future generations by nurturing talents in science. Amid geopolitical tensions surrounding China and the Indo-Pacific, particularly with President Xi Jinping sitting out the ASEAN and G20 summits, Yoon called for a resumption of trilateral dialogue between the Northeast Asian countries.
이른 시일 내에 한일 중 정상회의를 비롯한 3국 간 협력 메커니즘을 재개하기 위해 일본, 중국 정부와 긴밀히 소통해 가고자 합니다. 최근 한일 관계 개선을 통해 한미일 3국 협력의 새로운 장이 열렸듯이 한국, 일본, 중국 3국 협력의 활성화는 아세안 +3 협력의 새로운 도약을 위한 발판이 될 것입니다.
Yoon will renew his call for a firm and decisive response to North Korea's threat, as well as greater cooperation for peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific, as he attends the East Asia Summit on Thursday and the G20 Summit in India over the weekend, where the United States, China and Russia will also participate. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News, Jakarta.